What do you do?
I'm a farmer.
So what is right in front of us?
Well, this is wheat.
What does this get made into?
It can be bread, noodles, donuts. Almost every aisle of your grocery store contains wheat products. In the bakery, in the soup section, in the deli, down the cereal and pasta aisles, the snack section, and the bread aisle. Bread, bagels, crackers, cookies, pasta, pizza dough, and pastries are all made from wheat, and many other foods have wheat in them too. Wheat is a simple, amazing plant that is grown all over the world. People in the United States eat more wheat than other cereal grains. Wheat gives us protein, vitamins, minerals, fiber, the works. It's the perfect starting point for a healthy diet.
For thousands of years, we have been grinding wheat kernels down in order to make flour. These days, it's performed on a much larger scale, thanks to the modern milling process. During wheat harvest, the crop is sent to storage elevators, where it waits to be distributed to mills. After arriving at the mill, the wheat is cleaned and purified, leaving the kernels free of unwanted field debris. A tempering process happens next. By adding moisture, different parts of the kernel separate more easily. After the wheat kernels are sorted, purified, and tempered, they are then fed into rollers and sifters. These machines meticulously split and grind the kernels, reducing them into a fine powder. Blending the different wheat classes helps millers create all of the different types of flours that today's markets demand. Sifting, purifying, mixing, and grinding is repeated until the milling team produces the correct flour blend for their specific customers. Then, they package the flour for delivery to bakers and grocery store shelves around the world.
So Tate, what do you do?
I work on a wheat farm. We've been farming for 5 generations. I'd be the 6th generation. And we started farming in 1882.
Doug, what do you do?
I am a 5th generation farmer. My family came to this area in 1887 and we've just been farming here ever since.
What is this stuff that I have in my hand?
This is wheat, and specifically it's soft white wheat. There's 6 different types and this is soft white. Today, farmers use modern machinery that can plant and harvest wheat with great speeds. Through science and research, farmers are able to grow many varieties of wheat that are stronger and healthier than the wheat discovered thousands of years ago. Thanks to modern technology and the invention of the combine, a farmer can harvest an acre of wheat in just 10 minutes. In fact, a farmer who spends 10 hours harvesting would be able to harvest 3,600 bushels or 216,000 pounds of wheat in just one day's work. Some farmers plant wheat in the fall, where it rests in the ground during the winter and starts growing again in the spring. Other farmers plant their wheat in the spring.
So when do you start growing wheat?
We start in fall and we go over winter, and then we harvest it in the summer.
I have a garden at home and I have to water my garden every day. Do you water your wheat every day?
No, I just depend on rainfall. But some farmers use irrigation.
So a combine will cut it at the stem, and then it'll mash it up. And then since these kernels are heavier than the rest of it, there's a fan that blows away the rest of the chaff, just leaving the kernels. And that's the part that we want.
So it cuts the wheat right here with this 25-foot header, and it brings it to the middle, and then it goes into this feeder, which then takes it up into the combine. From there, It goes into the throat, which grabs it and pulls it into here. And then this is the rotor, and that's what thrashes it out. And then the wheat seeds are actually heavy, so they'll drop down into this pan, and then it augers it up into the sieve. And there's our fan that simulates like me blowing on the kernels. The air is flowing up, blowing all the chaff to the back, all the sieves, and the sieves just basically shake out stuff. And again, the heavier kernels fall to the bottom, which then get augered up and into the big tank that sits up behind the cab up there. And then once that's full, then our combine wings this big auger out and dumps it into our trucks.
Where does the chaff come out?
The chaff, all the excess stuff that's not a kernel, will come out the very, very back end of the combine here. And then these things with the fingers on them, they'll spread the chaff out evenly and return it back to the soil so that it's back there for the organic matter for next year's crop.
Where does it all go?
So from here in the field, it goes into our combines, which harvests it, and then it goes into the trucks, which then goes to the county elevator.
Hey Doug, what happens to the wheat after it gets to town?
So it gets put on either a train or a semi, and it gets hauled to maybe the nearest port, which then it goes onto barges, and those barges then take it downriver into a bigger city like Portland, and from there it goes on a bigger container ship and gets shipped across the oceans. Over 2 billion bushels of wheat are grown in the United States in a year. That's enough wheat to feed people here and millions of people all over the world. About half of the wheat produced in the United States is exported to countries where wheat is an important part of their favorite traditional foods. Hard red winter wheat is used for making breads. Hard red spring wheat is used for specialty breads like bagels and croissants. Soft red winter wheat grows mostly in the southeast and is used to make cakes and pastries. Soft white wheat grows in the Pacific Northwest. It is used to make cakes, pastries, crackers, cookies, and pancake mixes. Durum is the hardest of all wheat and is used to make pastas like macaroni and spaghetti. And finally, hard white wheat. It is used for breads and some Asian noodles. Thanks to flour mills like this one, we are able to process all 6 classes of wheat into different types of flour.